welcome. Welcome to Healthy Together Time. It's so good to see you. Glad that you're here. My name is Kirtley Freckleton, and I'm Global Director and Certified Optavia Coach. I'm so excited to talk with you tonight. So, tonight we are talking about the topic that Dr. A himself says is the core element to creating change in your life. And that is the beginning of the life book, elements 1 and 2, about creating your why or your vision for what you want to accomplish. So this is important, a very important topic, and we've got amazing speakers that are going to share, and I'm super excited for you to hear them. Our goal as coaches is to help you all create immense success and satisfaction, both in your personal life and your professional life, because we know you can do it. So I'm going to start with Dr. A's vision found in the life book. And this is one of my favorite parts in the whole book. And it's at the very beginning, right here. It's in yellow. It's on page 6. All right. So it says, one of the biggest and most powerful realizations we can ever have is to know that our life path is not fixed. The way you think, the way you act, the people you spend time with, and even the world you live in can all be changed. All things are possible. You have the capability over time with specific focus, guidance, and practice to become the dominant force in your life. Pretty powerful, right? It's a good reminder. If you need that reminder, I need that reminder often. The start of your journey is creating a solid vision of what you want and who you want to become. And vision, what that is, it's just this picture of the future that produces passion within you. You can feel it. So I thought it'd be fun to start the Zoom out with hearing each other's whys and what you want. And so put in the chat that just fill in the blank, I want. And whatever comes to your mind, it doesn't have to be this big old thing. It can be very simple. So I want blank. All right, could be I want more energy, and keep it focused on the positive. That's what Dr. A shares. It's not I want to stop looking ugly. Keep it on the positive. I want more energy. I want to live longer. All right. I'm going to start reading these. A long, healthy life with my family. I love this. I want to feel sexy again. I want a stronger relationship with my word. I want to be in integrity with my choices. All these are so fun. I want to play for 50 years. Best version of myself. Live life to the full so the people I love. It's coming so quick. This is so fun. Oh my gosh. More energy. Live a longer, healthier life. To be in control. Okay, just read these. This is so exciting and so powerful to be in a group of people that want these things. So your vision is what's going to drive you into action because it's what you want to do. Raise your hand or blink if you've ever caught yourself saying, I should do this, or I can't have that. That's not my plan. Or I need to do this. That's not the vision we're looking for. We want that vision to come within that produces this no matter what it takes attitude. And this desire, if it's coming from you, then you want to do it, right? And that's what a big shift in my own health journey is when I started saying, I want to do this. I want to make these choices. And this is my choice. When you own your life and own that responsibility, everything will change for you. So, what Dr. A challenges in that first element is to write that vision of what you want, even just as simple, I want on a sticky note. Very, very easy. It'll take you 1 second. Put it on a sticky note somewhere that you can see every day. Might be on your mirror, might be in your door. And put a why in the chat thread if you already have your vision hanging up somewhere. I hope you do. So my challenge is for you to do that if you haven't already. All right, so we are going to get going, and Laura Tripp is up next. She's going to be talking about developing a strong vision. So Laura Tripp, oh my goodness, she is someone who embodies the habits of health and has changed her life in every way. She's a very successful coach, and one of her clients even told me that she literally saved his life. She loves helping people and has an amazing story. So Laura, raise your hand and let's get you on, girl.
Go ahead and unmute yourself, Laura. You are co-host.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for allowing me to share my vision tonight, and hopefully I will inspire you and propel you forward into the life that you want to create. I want to begin by sharing a couple of vision stories by two people that I am pretty sure you're familiar with. The first is Shania Twain. From a young age, her dream was to be a singer. She and her mom would wait until dad was asleep and then sneak out to go and sing at the bars and the honky tonks. But at the age of 22, both of her parents were killed in a car accident, and she suddenly had the responsibility of caring for her three younger brothers. She quickly found that she could actually support the family singing on stage, and she began her professional career. In 1992, she released her first album, but it did not sell very well, and she was almost dropped from her label. So she got a new manager, and during their initial interview, her manager asked her what she wanted to do with her singing career. Her manager said that she had three goals that were clear as a bell. The first was to cross over from country to pop. The second was to be an international superstar. And the third was to be a top touring artist. By 2002, Shania had released her third diamond album, and she is currently the only artist to ever reach this status. And her 2002 album Up was released in three separate versions: country, pop, and international. In 2017, she was at the top of the US and Canadian charts, and she has toured in over 100 countries. I would say she's achieving and making that vision come true. The second person is Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft. In 1994, during an interview given to Tech Insider, Bill said that his vision of a computer, Bill said his vision was, quote, a computer on every desk and in every home. And in 2014, he said, computers will be more intelligent. They will see more, hear more, and just generally be more persuasive. We will use a bunch of devices, and it will be easy to move from device to device. Working on one computer with one screen and one keyboard is going away, and computers will have handwriting recognition. Now, I would say, as scary as that is, that vision is also coming true. Now, these people are public figures and in the spotlight. However, each one of us has dreams and visions for our own lives. Interestingly enough, these visions can change and grow as we do. My health vision began about 4 years ago when I was diagnosed pre-diabetic and precancerous. The doctor explained that I needed to lose 50 pounds to reverse this diagnosis, or within 6 months, I would most likely be a type 2 diabetic. Now, I knew how to lose weight. I had tried every crazy diet and lost and regained many pounds previously. However, 50 pounds may as well have been a million. It felt impossible to me. This is when I saw my sister-in-law, Gina, and her weight loss success. I figured I needed to try it, and at least I could tell my doctor I tried. In February of 2019, I jumped on plan with the initial goal of just losing 20 pounds. And I was actually able to lose 90. I was no longer pre-diabetic. This is when my vision really changed for the first time. You see, my husband is an avid outdoorsman, and he loves being outside, hiking, backpacking, camping, mountain biking, snowshoeing, anything he can do outside. And he loved to share that passion with my children. Unfortunately, I did not share this love. See, 90 pounds ago, I knew that backpacking was really going to hurt. And if I stayed behind, everyone else would just have a good time, and I wouldn't hold anyone back or make them miserable. I missed out on a lot of memories with my family. But after losing the weight, my next vision was to play with my family. And a year and a half ago, I was able to go sledding with my children. I had the time of my life sledding down the hill, and I laughed so hard and so loud. I did my number one job as the mom, and I embarrassed my children. My activity levels have changed and risen as my vision has changed, and it has changed yet again. I turned 50 years old in June. Now, if you look at my family photo, you will see my youngest daughter, Elena. She's standing right behind both my husband and myself. She's only 11. If I live to the current life expectancy of 78 years old, she will be 39 years old when I die. She would be a mother with young children, maybe almost teenagers, and she would need a mother that she could call and ask all those crazy questions to. But my vision is to live to 100. In my current vision, I can see Elena's youngest child in a graduation cap and gown, crossing the stage and receiving her high school diploma. I can see this grandchild come to me after the ceremony and say to me, "Thank you for being here, Grandma," as she gives me the biggest hug. You see, my current vision has me being an active part, not only in my life, but the lives of my children and all of my future grandchildren, every single one of them well into my old age. Now, when the desire for me to binge on chocolate becomes strong, I just remember the grandchildren that I'm still going to meet. I want to finish with a quote that my mentor coach Jared used a few weeks ago. He said, "You cannot lose and maintain healthy weight loss as the same person you started." I have become a different person, and I am allowing my new vision to propel me forward towards the life that I am creating.
Oh my goodness. I have the chills all over my body, and I'm sure everyone here feels that same thing too. That compelling why. Thank you so much, Laura, for sharing that. It inspires me so much, and just that vision of being able to see your grandkids one day is so inspiring. I'm wondering, the people who are on today, some of you might think, well, what if my vision's not that strong? And or what if I don't even have a vision, just barely a small flicker of light? Let's talk about that for a little bit. Is what if you don't have a strong vision, or what if it dims as you go? As it dims, you might see yourself getting into 5 and 1-ish land, where you're kind of on plan and you're slowly slipping, and suddenly you're not talking to your coach very much anymore. You're not getting into the life book anymore. You're not jumping on these calls anymore. A few years ago, my husband and I went to Flagstaff, Arizona. And in Flagstaff, there's this famous lava cave that's just this huge tunnel underground. It's about a mile long. It's 40 degrees in the summertime, created by lava that went there. And we got our jackets on and we went, and we both brought flashlights because it's pitch black there. And as we went, we could see this magnificent cave with the turns in it. There were rocks that had ice in it that you'd have to avoid. Some parts were lower than the other, the ceiling was lower. And so you'd have to duck your head. Otherwise you'd hit your head, and that hurts when you hit it on rock. And so my flashlight was dimmer than my husband's in the beginning. And sometimes he'd have to, shine his light over towards me. And because I was slipping, it was unclear where to go. And so we ended up switching lights, and it was way easier for me to see my path, way more clear. And that's like our journey, is we need that light source to guide us as we go, because there's going to be hard decisions where if we follow who we used to be and make the decisions that we used to, then we're going to get those the same results. And that's not what we're here for. We want to make those changes. So we need that light. We need that flashlight helping illuminate the path, so we can be successful. And if you're feeling like that vision is really weak, then I challenge you to do 4 things. Is number 1, talk to your coach and be open about where you're at and with what you're struggling with. Talk about your why again. Open your life book to page 28, 26, take that assessment again that shows what your current reality is. Join the community. If you stop getting on Zooms, join it back, and then see, say, and feel your vision out loud. And that's just, you close your eyes and you see that optimal, healthy Denise or Becky, and you feel what she's feeling as she's enjoying that optimal health. So let's move to the next part. Is I'm going to introduce the amazing Kelly Bazzani, and she is going to teach how to stay conscious and keep that vision alive. And Kelly is a newer Optavia health coach, but she has had her own successful private life coach business for a while. She brings a ton of energy wherever she goes. She has so much passion, and it's just going to light us up. So please welcome Kelly.
Thanks, Kirtley. Oh my goodness gracious. Tough acts to follow, people. But this is why I am thriving in Optavia thus far, because I met Laura at the Optavia conference on day one. I have Kirtley as my global director, and Megan is on here. And I just got off the phone with her right before I came on here, and we prayed together about how my message is about me, but it's not for me. And so I love how Kirtley just talked about paths, because my favorite that I was going to lead with, Kirtley, shocker, was my favorite quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, which is, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail." And so my story is, you know, without the darkness that I went through in my life, it wouldn't have allowed for all the light to come in, for me to just have this fire that I have for coaching. And so my beliefs started at a very young age. I roomed with my sister. And what I woke up to and went to bed with every morning was, "You're too masculine, you're too fat, your feet are too big, you're never going to have any friends." And that belief system's formed, you know, at the age of 0 to 6. So my vision wasn't very clear for me growing up. And so I went into suppressing everything with perfectionism. We lived in a very tight-knit house where secrets didn't leave the house. So we had a lot of facades growing up. So I grew up, you know, just doing 4.0s, homecoming, 3 sports, 4.0s. So I went to nursing school with my coach, Megan Enbring, and just stifled my perfectionism with alcoholism and substances. And I got into addiction. And I'm happy to say that I've overcome all of that. And it led me to some really dark places. And I've been through everything. We don't have enough time to talk about all that, but everything that you can possibly think about, I've been there and done that. And I overcame my addiction. And what I did, and I've learned this through Optavia, is I took my biggest obstacle and made it my truest unique gift to the world. And I opened a coaching business, and Megan reached out to me and was like, "Hey, you want in on this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And so I love what I'm doing. And I want to talk a little bit today about that. And so I'm going to start sharing, and hold on to your pants, because I'm going to give you guys a lot of good stuff here in a short amount of time. So I'm going to start sharing. But this is how, you know, this is my family. And 8 years ago, this didn't exist for me. And I was homeless. I was unemployable. My family wasn't around. And so I didn't have a vision. And so I just want to let you guys know that anything is possible when we change beliefs and we start getting conscious. So I'm going to take you through that journey, if it'll allow me here. And we might have to go back to, we had this going on earlier. We might just have to go through some, but we're all friendly here. And this is what we do. We embrace all of our imperfections. This is how we roll as an Optavia family. Okay. So we're just going to go like this. So can you guys see all that?
We are not seeing your screen right now.
Or not? Okay. Let me go back. Now you can see me. Now let's screen share. Can you see that?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so we're going to start with the view of the human mind. So we live 80% of our lives in the subconscious, meaning we are unconscious. We are walking around 80% of the time unconscious. And so what that means for us is we're living in that bottom part of fear, irrational urges, selfish needs, shame. And so can you imagine when we're walking around like that, what thoughts we're holding on to? And so we're only 20% in the conscious, and meaning in our thoughts. Like, so I always ask when I'm coaching, when people are like, I can't stay on plan, I'm gaining weight. And I'm like, who's telling you that? Right? Like, what is your capital T truth? And so when I move on and we go through that, what comes up for people is this next slide of like our unconscious mind. So the unconscious mind, what you're holding there 80% of the time is like your feelings, thought, urges, memories that are outside of our conscious awareness. Remember, we always hear like, be the dominant force in your own life. So this is containing the contents that are unacceptable or unpleasant to us. So that's our shame, our pain, our anxiety, our conflict. A lot of the times when we're feeling our depression, it's things in the past that we cannot change. We're going back to the things we wish we could be or should be, those shoulds, woulds, oughts, tos, could haves. And so we're assessing those unconscious thoughts outside of our awareness, and those influence our behavior. So those are those memories that are painful or embarrassing, shameful or distressing that we hide from other people. That's why I love this Optavia journey where they're like, we don't have to do this alone anymore. So our conscious mind is only taking up that 20%. So that is our thoughts or memories or feelings that we're aware of at any given moment that we can talk about rationally. 20%, you guys, is rational. So that includes our memory. So I like to take people and kind of flip that iceberg and be like, okay, let me take you through like a short amount of pain so we can experience this long-term pleasure where we get like really intimate with those thoughts and beliefs and really like access them. Like, let's take them and look at them and experience them and really challenge the reality of them. So that brings us to like, let's bring our intentions into conscious awareness. So I'm going to give you some kind of like tricks of the trade here. Let's take stock. So let's become self-aware of like what's currently creating that internal happiness. And on the flip side, like what's draining it for you guys. So what I like to do is start with a concrete list of the things that are bringing us joy versus the things that are not. Because a lot of the times we're just going through our day, right? Rinse and repeat. We're waking up, we're bringing the kids to school, we're eating our bars, we're doing our thing. And so the key to that list is what are the things that you can control? A lot of the times, like we're trying to like take care of things that are outside of our control. And the only things that we can control are our own thoughts. Okay. So we can reflect on how we can manage our time doing more of the things that we love while limiting our time on the things that are decreasing our happiness. So what I love to do is create a words to live by list. So happiness is a muscle that we need to continuously exercise and reevaluate. I remember hearing Jared and Amber on one of the first things is like, our body is going to match to where our mind is set. So reaching our goals is great. But how many of you guys can relate with me where like the satisfaction is fleeting? We're like, I lost 5 pounds, but then that like feeling is like fleeting because then we want to lose 6 and 7 and 8. But it's not about that. What we crave is the emotion that is associated with that achievement. Okay. So this insight kind of provides an opportunity to gain more control over your attitude. I saw in the chat thread, someone's like, I want more control. Yeah. So we can create more positive emotions daily without having to reach some like far off achievement every single time by writing down a words to live by. So for example, like, how do you want to feel today? Do you want to feel calm? Do you want to feel energized, free, happy? How? So if we write down a handful of words that embody those emotions and experience you want to be feeling, the feelings you have when you reach a goal. So when you have your list, you can start to shift your activities and your thoughts and your content to align with those words. So then when you're making a decision on what to do or prioritize, you can revisit that list to examine if that activity fits in. So for example, if you want to feel happy, but your activities are like just taking out the garbage, is that aligning? Because I know taking out the garbage doesn't make me feel kind of happy. right? So you kind of want to like make sure your list is aligning, okay? So this helps to create like a more positive, purposeful day for you, okay? So then we kind of go on to start your morning on your own terms. So why I've been so successful in recovery is when I first got clean and sober, I remember I woke up and I was like, wow, I have 2 days clean. Wow, I have 3 days clean. Same with Optavia, right? The first week I was like, I've lost 5 pounds this week. The further I got in clean and sober, like I kind of forgot that joy. And then the further I got on plan, I kind of like went unconscious with that. Every morning when I wake up, I make a conscious choice to not drink and use for that day. I do the same thing with Optavia. Every morning when I wake up, before I reach for my phone and I start getting busy with my day and everything else like that, I set my intentions for the day. So that's one of the most impactful things you can do, and it doesn't require hours of your time, but has the power to transform your day. So instead of immediately rushing into your day, grabbing your phone, scrolling through social media, guilty sometimes, take a minute without any distractions to set your intentions. What do you want to achieve? How do you want to achieve it? And with what attitude? So purposefully decide how you want to experience and respond consciously instead of being reactive, going unconscious throughout your day. So this invites you to be more present and intentional with your actions and emotions. So the goal is to go from like managing your circumstances all day where you're feeling out of control and scattered and going unconscious and not being present with your family or friends or your plan to creating your circumstances. You're in that state of emotional fitness, okay? So as we get into this, I want to have you guys kind of get engaged with me here. This is the success cycle. So when we look at the success cycle, I want you guys to put in the chat, in order to be successful and have your vision, which one of these 4 out of potential, action, results, and beliefs do you feel is the most important in order to be successful? What do you guys think? Let me see in the chat. What are we seeing? Yep. What's the consensus? What are we getting? Yeah. Action. I'm getting a lot of action. That's what I thought. Okay, we're going back. That is what I thought. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're getting a lot of beliefs too. Yes, that is what it is. It is beliefs. And why do we think it's beliefs? Okay, and I thought it was action too. Okay, the reason where it is beliefs, okay, is because when we look at the success lack cycle, belief, most people have already made up their minds about what they believe their potential to be. Okay, so we're running out of time. See, I knew I was going to run out of time. If you do not believe in your potential, then you are not going to take the action to get the results you desire. And I'm just going to give a quick example. I'm going to gain weight. I'm sitting at a stagnant weight. I didn't call my coach this week. She's not going to want to talk to me. Then you're not going to access your full potential to take the action to get the results. Okay. So I will send these slides out, but I just want to end with this, and I will send these slides out. Successful people know how to get the results in their head that make them feel certain as if it's already happened, because their strong sense of certainty pushes them to massively tap into their potential and take strong and convincing action, which eventually brings them to those desired results. Okay, so I just want to end with this quick quote, and these are questions for reflection. We have one life, just one. So why aren't we running like we're on fire towards our wildest dreams? I believe in all of you. You're my family. And because of all of you, I am doing as well as I am doing.
Wow, thank you so much, Kelly. That was powerful. So much good content there. Thanks for sharing that with us. And your story is incredible. See where you've come and where you were and where you are now. It's amazing. So thank you so much. We are just wrapping up Healthy Together time now. And this is the part where we divide. Some people are here that are wanting to look into what it's like to be a health coach. And other people are brand new coaches, and we're going to welcome them in and do the brand new coach training. And so Amber is going to put in the chat thread, there's going to pop something up on your screen where you can go. If you want to go to the new coach training, you'll hit the new room. If you want to be be here for the Coach Explore, then just stay exactly where you are. All right, so I'll just give you a little bit to do that. And just want to thank Kelly and Laura for sharing their incredible stories. Hope you enjoyed tonight.